Свернули на все, и так держать. Раз! Раз! Два! Три! Идем дальше! Мы хозяева здесь! Раз, два, три! Все на Украины!
The bottom line is that we have been clear and consistent for quite some time that we respect the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Ukraine, and we expect that Russia would do the same, and any aggressive action taken by Vladimir Putin will be met with severe consequences. The ball is clearly in his court. I can't tell you what he's going to do, but we are prepared to take decisive action if he moves in an aggressive manner into Ukraine.
The Ukrainian general reveals the date of the invasion from Russia. According to various international news sites, Russian tanks and troops may only be weeks away from sliding across the Ukrainian border and sparking all-out conflict in Europe. That is the claim of one of Ukraine's top generals. In an interview published in British newspaper The Times on Saturday, Lieutenant General Alexander Pavliuk said the attack could be carried out in the days following the Winter Olympics, which will be held in Beijing next month.
Compromise on core principles. We stand for the right of each nation to choose its own alliances. Sovereign nations have the right to self-determination. NATO will always respect that.
February 20th is a date that worries us, he continued, arguing that Russian President Vladimir Putin likely wanted to avoid offending China by shadowing the Olympics with war. Marks the end of planned joint Russian-Belarusian military exercises on the border with Ukraine.
The most important takeaway is that we have reconfirmed our strong unity and our united approach on the challenges on European security. Our unity is strengthened, and there is no doubt on the Council about this. In this regard, we agreed Council conclusions that you have already seen.
Збройних сил Російської Федерації в них на території Російської Федерації. Так, воно є, ми його фіксуємо, але це для нас не є дивина. Це дивина може сталося для наших іноземних партнерів, що вони врешті-решт побачили, що там є війська в Російській Федерації, що вони пересуваються.
Pavliuk, who served in the Soviet armed forces in the Soviet Union's final years, said he was confident in his troops' ability to fight against Russia, despite the country's greater military capabilities. "We have about 500,000 people fighting in this country where they lost someone or something," he explained. 500,000 people who have lost the blood of relatives, lost homes or friends, and they are ready to tear the Russian people apart with their bare hands, he added. If our intelligence manages to predict the direction of Russia's main attack, after the first major defeat they will not go any further, he predicted. Putin realized that after so many casualties, his troops could stop on their own. "You can't trust your intuition in this. It's about cold calculations," he said. Ukrainian and Western officials have warned for months that they fear an invasion by Russia, and have pointed to the movement of Moscow's troops near its border with Ukraine, where more than 100,000 Russian troops are reported to have gathered. The Kremlin has repeatedly denied that it has any aggressive intentions, insists it only moves troops within its own territory, and has called for a security agreement with NATO, the US-led military bloc. However, despite Pavliuk's warnings, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky told citizens in a televised address that the risk of invasion had not increased. There's a lot more hype about it now, he added. Earlier this week, the secretary of the Kyiv National Security Council, Alexei Danilov, also sought to dampen the threat, calling it a panic fueled by geopolitical and domestic reasons in the West. Russian troop buildup is not as fast as some people claim, he said. So what do you think? Hopefully things don't happen that we don't want. I close this video by saying thank you. See you in the next video.
Стреляй, сука!
Мы в прямом эфире!
Америка с нами!
Тише.
Советский флаг, мужики, советский флаг. Вы стрелять будете? Воевали с нами наши! 91 года!
Все, Олегович, тихо, это перепиши.
Поэтому мне сейчас командир